Hello, Aphemera Killer Bees. This is Major Alfie Felipe again, and today we have video number 2 of 6 where we'll be talking about the chat feature on Microsoft Teams. If you go to the help section that we talked about in yesterday's video on Microsoft Teams, an analogy I'm going to steal from there is that chatting is basically the equivalent of a text message. It's meant for that level of interaction, very personal, one-on-one, quick bursts of information and quick sharing of documents, not necessarily meant for collaborative discussion or announcements, just very quick bursts of information. If you remember from yesterday, there's a chat tab on the left, but there's also other ways to send chats. So we're going to just go ahead and jump into Teams now. Yesterday was the last presentation, I hope, with PowerPoint. So let's just go ahead and jump into Microsoft Teams and let's talk about how to chat. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up. So if you remember from yesterday, we have our tabs here on the left, and the second one from the top is chat. The first thing that I'm showing here is the recent tab in chat, and as long as you're engaging with chatting folks, it will list your most recent chats here on this list. And so I only have 2 chats for this example. I have one going with Captain McComb and a previous one here from Miranda. Really cool feature here, and we'll come back to this recents page, but a really cool feature here is this filter function. And so if I have a number of chats here, and let's say I remember having a chat, but I don't necessarily remember who with, and it was about radiation. I can type this in and it will filter all the chats that have any mention of the word radiation. Also, let's say I remember having a chat with Captain McComb, but I don't necessarily remember who else we had in that chat or who he was talking with. I can filter by the person, and it will pull up every chat that Captain McComb had an interaction with. So a cool way, especially when we start using this more, this chat list will really get busy very quickly. So a quick way to sort of filter through your chats and get to the information for quicker recall. So let's jump over here to our contacts list. Again, we talked about how to create a contact group and then add contacts to those groups. I'm going to use Colonel Peak as an example. So if I want to start a chat with Colonel Peak, I will double click on Colonel Peak. And because Colonel Peak and I have not engaged in chat yet on Microsoft Teams, we have a clean canvas here, and this is where I would type my message, "Good morning, sir." And I could either hit enter to send, or I could click the little arrow here to send that message. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and keep using Captain McComb. And so Captain McComb and I have been vigorously sending message back and forth to one another. And so here's a running history of our chat. Let's go ahead and see what Captain McComb's doing this morning. Good morning, Bam. How are you? And there we see Captain McComb. It shows him actively responding back to me. Good, sir. How are you? I am well, thanks. Okay, and again, most of you are very familiar with text messaging, so it's just like that again. Very quick bursts of information. This is good to check up on folks, or if you have a telecon or some sort of meeting and you need to have a sidebar, the chat function is the place to do it. And remember, there's this chat tab on the left, but also it's a chat tab up here as well. And this will be important to remember when we get to the Teams lesson, to kind of be cognizant of which tab you have clicked up here, because sometimes this can say board or post, and again, that's not the appropriate area to have a chat. Make sure you're having chats in a chat tab. Okay, so obviously very simple message bursts such as this, but let's go ahead and take it to the next level. So let's say I want to actually format my message to Bam. So, hey buddy, did you see that hot tasker from the boss? And let's say I want to draw extra emphasis to the fact that this is a hot tasker. So just like in Microsoft Word, you can alter your text. Same thing here. We can edit, bold, highlight. Let's go ahead and send that one to Captain McComb. If not, I can share with you. And for our millennials or our tech savvy folks out there, some pretty cool functions you can do with the chat. You can send an emoji. So I'll send a sad face, because who likes taskers? I didn't. Can you send it my way? Sure thing. So I want to show a document to Captain McComb over chat. Again, we're not going to collaborate this on this right now. I simply want to put this on Captain McComb's radar. So you'll see this paperclip similar to something like you would see on Outlook. We'll go ahead and click that. And since we don't have a cloud drive, I'm going to upload this from my computer. So I'm going to click upload from my computer. I have a Teams folder on my desktop, and I want to send the Teams test document to Captain McComb. It's going to take a little while to compile. And now it's compiled. Teams test document. I'll just add a little caveat. Here it is. Due by COB. And now I've sent this test document to Captain McComb. And now he should be able to pull it. We will not be able to actively collaborate on this document in this chat forum. That's where we'll get into collaboration and sandboxing in another video. Let's see if, while we wait to see if Captain McComb has received that. Again, in addition to emojis, you can send GIFs for people who are familiar with GIFs, little 3 to 5 second video bursts. Also stickers, similar to what you see on social media. Just another way to make these chats offline, unofficial, a little more personal. Okay, he's confirmed he's received the document. Now, let's say, could you please resend that document you sent me yesterday? Thanks. So I want him to send me a document now, so I can show you how I can use it from a chat function. So while we wait for Captain McComb to look for that document, the last icon down here is the calendar. Again, let's say over the course of this chat, I determine that Captain McComb and I need to have a meeting. I could generate a meeting here. However, it will populate that calendar function I kind of breezed over yesterday. Again, just like you would, all the details you would use to schedule a meeting, just like you would on Outlook. And again, say, in the chat, I determined that Captain McComb and I need a meeting, but hey, we also need to involve, say, Colonel Hale. I can look up someone here, and I can also add them to this meeting. Again, I'm going to hold off on this because I want to get a little more clarity on how much we're going to actually populate on the calendar here versus Outlook. So I'm not going to actually create a meeting. I'm going to close this and discard my changes. And now Captain McComb has sent that document that he sent me yesterday. And so again, I can't collaborate on this in Microsoft Teams, but if I just want to download this, I can either open it or download. And now it's downloading, and I've now downloaded this document. So again, if you just want to put things on each other's radars, attaching files is a really good way to do that. Okay, from here, let's say we're just having a chat, but we need to take it to the next level. You can share your screen, and we'll talk more about that during the video teleconferencing lesson, or you can move straight into a video teleconference. That's a button for that right here. Or we can just make it a regular audio call. In this case, over Microsoft Teams, it would be a VoIP call. And so we can go ahead and click this button here. Again, I don't want to preview those yet. We'll wait for those lessons. And let's say that just between the chat and I with Captain McComb, we decide we need to bring a third party into this. Again, I click on this little feature here, and I can add another person, say Colonel Hale, and we can add him to this chat. I would hit add there. Okay, up here again, this is your chat platform. If I click files, it will show all the files that Captain McComb and I have been exchanging between ourselves. Again, these will not be listed in the files tab on the left. These are for files that are in a collaborative setting such as Teams. So again, chat, informal, but again, you can filter the files from your chat by clicking files within the chat platform there. Okay. what else can we show? Oh, so let's say you're in an audio call or a video telecon and you can't get to your chat window here. There's other ways to send chats. If you come up here, it says search or type a command. You can either say @Macomb Benjamin. I clicked on him and now I can type a message. And you'll see that it sent that message there. So it's like you would do an @ reference on Facebook or on social media. Or another way you can do it is \chat, and it will pull up the chat function and it will ask me for the person, and I can click Captain Macomb and I'll put test message number 2. And so now, again, not just the chat functions within chat, but other ways to send chats if your screen is predisposed with some other function. Okay, last thing, if we go back to recent, let's say that I have a group chat going on and it's going to be one that we're going to consistently be revisiting every day. I can come over here and click on the 3 buttons next to the active chat and click pin. And what that will do is that will keep this chat at the top of the list for easy access, so I can click on this one. And so for instance, if we do transition our 0815 telecons to a group chat or chat function, we can create one and pin it to the top, and that way every morning at 0800 it's very easy to find and easy to access. While I have the options pulled up here, you can also add contacts to each list, to each chat. You can mute the chat in case, for whatever reason, you do not want to be alerted to those messages. Okay, I believe we've covered it all. Yep, and so again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me over email or text message, or leave a comment to this YouTube video. And special thanks to Captain Macomb for chatting with me this morning. All right, thanks everybody.